You hear me? You hear me, Don? Don McGee? Don McGee McFarley? McFarley? Here, let's continuously stain my teeth. Loud and clear. How you doing today? We're getting started. I need to do my chess puzzles because I'm a nerd in my pajamas, looking super homely. You know, I'm wearing my top fashion. You know, fun story. I actually got this shirt, this sweater, at like a garage sale with like the first woman I ever slept with. I was like 19, and she was like probably in her mid 50s. I thought like I was like in love with her, but like she was just we were just having sex. Yeah, I've only been with 4 different people. I've been with 2 women and 2 men. Not at the same time, unfortunately. Hopefully that'll change in the future. I'll get my career started. Then I'll actually get laid and I'll get paid. So that should be good. Yeah, won't be able to work on that for like another like 6 or 7 months at least. Maybe like 4 or 5 months. But until then, we got plenty of nerdy stuff to do. We got chess. I got a book to read. I'm reading Lord of the Rings again on my Kindle because I got like a Kindle White a while back. I got a good deal on it, and I only had to pay like $20 a month until it was paid or whatever. But it's really cool. I like it. I finished Wheel of Time like a week or 2 ago, and so you know I gotta read other stuff, and so I'm rereading Lord of the Rings to kind of reset my fantasy, because after Wheel of Time, you gotta reset back to Tolkien. Every time you read like an epic fantasy series, you should always reread Lord of the Rings. I think that should be like a rule. Just because you need to remember where it all began. Because every single epic fantasy now, like post-Tolkien, is basically Tolkien, but like evolved. So you have to basically go back to like it's like when you reset the scale. Like you're weighing like a gram of weed or something, you have to reset the scale you can't just like have the scale, because the container is going to weigh something. So when you read like Wheel of Time or something, you have to go reread Tolkien. And so I'm rereading Lord of the Rings, and then I also placed a hole at the library. I'm going to start reading, not attempt, because it's only an attempt if you give up. It's a beginning if you no matter how many breaks you take, if you continue to return to it, Return of the King. But I'm gonna start reading the 12 histories, like the 12 volumes of Tolkien histories of Middle Earth, or is it Histories of Arda? I think it's Histories of Middle Earth. So yeah, that's going to be quite the undertaking. The number 1 skill is mastering complex systems and creating new value out of information. One day I'm going to take that thing down and I'm going to write a different thing and live by that, because I think maybe my life the past 12 years has been based on that single sentence. So like maybe I need to like reset it at some point. To be like the number one skill is to just be a badass. Maybe. Oh god, my hair is so messed up. I need to actually like take care of my hair better. I guess I'm doing the best I can. I don't really have I don't know. I think it's just like, I think I'm doing good just by making sure it's not like super tangled, just by brushing it and get the oils from your scalp, you know, evened out to the ends. You know, I'm gonna get a haircut sometime next year, probably in like January. Just get it like a shorter haircut, not like super short, but like a, you know, it's like I've been growing out my hair for the past 4 years. I think it's time to, you know, I had like 2 haircuts. But I've pretty much been growing it out for the past 4 years, and I think having like a shorter hairstyle, I think it'll be time because I'll be after surgery. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my stream and my content is pretty much just me talking about how much I need my surgery. It's been like that for 4 years. It's really boring. It's shit content. Nobody likes it. It's very annoying. Okay? Like, nobody wants to hear about how excited I am for surgery and how, like, waiting for it is driving me insane. Like, nobody wants to hear about that, okay? Like, maybe somebody does. I don't know. I mean, I had my facial surgery. That was a big deal. I can see a day where I don't have to talk about this stuff anymore. Like, it's already kind of happening. Ever since I had my facial surgery, like, I kind of just feel a lot less kind of on edge all the time. I feel like more, like, you know, I know that I'm not perfect. I know I'm like not super like ridiculously good looking. I mean, I am pretty good looking, but you know, like it's not like on my mind all the time now over how I don't have to feel like I have to obsess over what, it's like ironic. Like, because I have surgery on my face to feminize my face, it's like, you know, you would think that, you know, I would be like more obsessed with my appearance, but it's actually like, because I don't have to think so much about like, you know, feeling as ugly, it's like I don't even have to try as much anymore just to feel good about myself. Now, I do have to try to be presentable. That's different. But as far as like internal feeling, like I don't feel like I have to do a whole bunch to feel good. Yeah. Hi, English Civil War. Good to see you again. I had to put on my glasses just to read. That's how bad my eyes are. That's one of the things after surgery, my astigmatism like got way worse. It should get better over time, but the glasses are definitely necessary. I was supposed to be wearing glasses the whole time. I just got used to it. You know, it kind of happens where it's like you get so used to your bad vision that you just like squint at everything, and everything's so blurry that you just get used to it, and you just like, that's your new normal. And then you put glasses on and you're like, holy shit. You know? It's like crazy. Yeah, I just have to make sure to brush my hair, because if I don't, it gets all like tangled and that causes problems. You also got to brush out like the old hair. You got to get the oil like evenly distributed. You can't just let it go. If you let it go, you're gonna ruin your hair. What's up, PP hips? You got PP on the hips? It's like rose hips, but penises. Could you imagine like a garden where every single plant had human genitals on it? Well, yeah, of course, and you know, glasses are actually a style too. Like, glasses frames are a total accessory. Like, it is a look. There's nothing that can make you less attractive because it's subjective. And, you know, as long as you have that confidence inside of yourself that no matter what you're wearing, no matter what your body looks like, there is somebody that's into it. And you should be into it. But if you're not into it, there's things you can do. If there's things that you can't change, you can change what you can and then try to deal with it. That's what, like, I mean, as a trans person, I'm very aware of this, like keenly aware of this. There's things that I've changed and there's things that I'm going to change. One more surgery to go. Changing a penis into a vagina. Like, that's one more thing. And then I'm done. Like, obviously, it's not going to make me feel like 100% perfect about my body. But, you know, it'll be my default. Like, that'll be my baseline. Ba-doop-doop-doop-doop-doop. You don't like to wear glasses? Yeah, I mean, it makes you have this, like, permanent, like, frame in your vision, which is, like, really frustrating because that affects, like, literally every experience you have. It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, like, what if you had to, like, walk around the earth in, like a radiation suit? Oh, no! I left my radiation suit in the dry cleaners. I hope that a blast of radiation doesn't hit this moon of Jupiter. You think so? Get on, Twice Slicer. Yeah, I mean, I look good no matter what I wear. And I can be the glasses chick. You know, where people are like, oh, she looks like a sexy librarian. Like, you placed a hold? Hold these tits. Yeah, my hair, I have not, like, my hair has just been really, like, blah. Like, it feels, I mean, I don't know, part of it is, like, I don't know, it's been difficult to deal with ever since, you know, it's gonna be some time. It's gradually getting better because of the scar tissue. You know, the hair has to take a while, for the scar tissue has to heal up properly, and then hair starts to, you know, hair started growing. And it's like, part of it's like still growing out and part of it's not. So like, that's why you see like this weird like setup here. Where there's like some hairs are shorter on the bangs and stuff like that. It's really weird. Okay. And it bothers me, but it'll eventually even out. And then I'll get a haircut sometime in January. Hey, Ryujin. I don't know. It's the eternal struggle, okay? I mean, you guys, you know, I mean, maybe maybe some of you might understand, but appearances and like taking care of your appearances, it's like an eternal struggle, you know? It's never going to end, and you just kind of have to accept it. It's just a daily thing that, you know, you're going to like have. You're going to feel different about the way you look like every single day, and maybe even throughout the day. And you kind of have to learn how to accept that as part of, like, kind of part of life. But as far as like this hair thing, there's nothing I can really do except like just wait for things to even out more. And then, you know, obviously see a hairdresser and maybe get some hair treatment. Like some kind of, like serum or whatever. I need to do another hair mask. It's not about wearing what everyone else wears. It's about a healthy appreciation of your own appearance. and feeling good about yourself. It's not necessarily about worrying about what other people think about you. I think it's like if that's the way you think, you're never going to be happy. But what you can do is no matter what other people think about you, you can be happy with the way you look. You know, that's like an internal thing that's only about you, because you can't control how other people think about you. But you can rest assured that no matter what you look like, there's going to be people who appreciate you. And some people don't even care about appearances. There's some people that are like, they're artificial intelligence and they only care about your data, you know? But you can protect your data with Shark VPN. You didn't think you'd get an ad. By the way, I'm not sponsored, so it's not a hashtag ad. But you didn't think you'd get an ad when you came into a Rebecca Lawrence stream. Get used to it. It's eventually going to be a reality. Maybe not on Twitch. Be advertising like lube and like, I don't know. Bad Dragons? No, not Bad Dragon. I heard that company is like not good. Some other like dildo company. Like I'll be advertising like sex toys and like lube. And also, what other things do the target audience would need? Like junk food, pot, like cannabis products. Yeah, those are advertisements that I might be able. Those are sponsors that might take me on those platforms, because most ad agencies don't deal with those platforms. But there are ad agencies that do deal with those platforms. And one of those is Shark VPN. They sponsor Destiny. If somebody sponsors Destiny, they'll sponsor anybody, pretty much. Like if Destiny is the baseline, chess anal beads. Yeah, exactly. Just don't use them to cheat. You know, they're for personal use only. It's for you don't have sex shops, scandalous entertainment, xylophones. Well, you know, low IQ people, I think that's like a judgment, Ryujin. Like thinking that because somebody cares about their appearance that also means that they're low IQ. Like high intelligence people are also pretty vain sometimes. It's an affliction that affects everybody. It's not about intelligence. Yeah, Hans Niemann is gonna buy my anal beads. I can advertise them as cheating devices, but they're actually just like regular anal beads. And then, no refunds. All purchases are final. And he ordered like 100,000 of them. So, for his army of anal bead wearing people. And this has nothing to do with chess. This is just what Hans Niemann does in his spare time. I don't actually know if he cheated, but I think he's dealing with the fallout of the controversy pretty badly. He could have used this like to his advantage to like really drive his social media engagement and actually build a brand and like strengthened his resolve around the cheating allegations. But instead, he just turned into like kind of a cuck, honestly. Like, he just started, like, harassing the Botes sisters. Like, nobody likes that. The only people who like that kind of content are, like, the worst possible viewers. Yeah, I mean, he's a kid, whatever. I just hope he, I hope for his sake that he can, repair. I think he has time. I think he's just kind of made some mistakes with his social media. I mean, I've made some mistakes. And I think I'm still redeemable. It's like, I think at first he dealt with the cheating allegations pretty well. He was setting himself up as like, you know what, all these people are going to think I'm cheating, but the chest speaks for itself. He created a whole meme about it. The chest speaks for itself meme. Yeah, there's quite a few videos. You can deep dive into any subject. You could, if you let the YouTube algorithm decide everything, you can just watch like all you will see are chess scandal videos about Hans Niemann. But you have to understand that it only shows those because you clicked on them. So if you realize that, you can kind of take a step back and like, okay, it looks like that's what what everyone's talking about, but you realize how many millions of people are making YouTube videos. So it's like if the algorithm serves you all of the videos that like thousands of people make, it's gonna skew your version of what reality is. I've gone muted? That's not me. I think you muted the stream. Well, I'm glad we got that settled, English Civil War. I'm glad it's like, I'm sorry that I made you push the mute button. What can I do to be a better content creator? This is the moment. This is the moment. Yeah, I mean, I was just talking so much that somebody just decided to mute my stream. They're like, I don't want to listen to this bitch. Like, what the hell? She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's dumb. Thank you, Alton Biak. Alton Gat. Alton Brown. Oh, Altanta Biak. Hopefully I didn't say something like Pago. You know, sometimes when you read out people's usernames, you really gotta be careful. Like, if you say it and then you don't realize it's like a naughty word. Altanta Biak. I don't think that sounds like Ethwindwindwindwindwindwindwill. Ethwindwindwindwindwindwill. The thralls of Tharagash, as foretold by the sages of Ethwindwindwindwindwindwill. Can you tell I've been reading Tolkien? You look for the answer? This is the answer! This is the answer! It's all you need to know. You know? Hello? Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, I'm 5 seconds in the future. My verbal vocabulary? I'm very articulate. I've been told that. It's like my understanding of English language permits me to know the context and usage of certain phrases. Because there's a point where if you utilize vocabulary in a way that is not appropriate for the context. So many people will do that, where they read like, oh, I learned this new dictionary word in the thesaurus, and and then they try to use it like every situation they can, and it's really inappropriate. Not inappropriate in the way that like it's like, you know, like inappropriate. It's more like they'll use it just to sound smart. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm smarter than most people, and you know, I'm more self-aware than others. You know, I think that other people just don't know all of the things that I know, and if only they like understood this and were more like me, then the world would be a better place. It's your third language? Well, Spanish is my third language, but you seem better at English than I do at Spanish. So you're better than me, Ryujin. You're better than me. You're better than me. Oh! Someone on the internet is better than me? We can't have that. No, it's coffee. Yeah, let's cancel Ryujin for speaking English better than me. I mean, for speaking English better than I speak Spanish. Uh-oh. There's a problem there. I need to turn that off. Oh. Okay, there's gotta be something about, like... Yeah, totally professional streamer. Is there no way to turn that off? I have auto power off to off. It must be a different thing that I can't change. Or was that like just the cable? No, it couldn't have been the cable. That sucks. Maybe it is the cable. And now there's like a weird line. Yeah, there's like a weird thing. Should we go back to Wi-Fi mode? I don't think it's better as HDMI mode. I think Wi-Fi mode is just as good. Yeah, it takes some practice. Like, basically, you just have to, like, get a notebook and just, like, learn, like, 5 consonants at a time. Or, like, start with the vowels and just do a, e, u, a, o and just practice those. Like, write each of them, like, 50 times. And then the next day, write them again, like 50 times each. But then you add 5 more each time. And then over the course of, like, 2 weeks or a couple weeks... like over the course of like a couple weeks, like you'll just have it. It took me like a few weeks once I actually committed to doing it. And kanji, you pretty much just learn like the most common vocabulary. Okay, there's like a sequence to trying to connect it. For some reason, if I try to connect it, sometimes it doesn't connect. I might have to just turn off the camera and do it again. Comparing in progress. If I turn the camera on and off and on. Yeah, I mean, Spanish is a great language. Connecting, it says. Okay, now it's connected. Or so it says. Portuguese? No, I don't do that. We could use guest star with Twitch. I don't have viewers show up on Discord anymore. I learned from my mistakes. Sorry, English. And I also generally don't have guests on my show. Well, I mean on my stream, on my show. I mean, it kind of is a show. Okay, what is going on? I can't seem to connect. This is so frustrating. Either I use the HDMI cable and it has some issues. Or it does this. With issues with Wi-Fi. Where it just doesn't seem to want to connect, even though it says it's connected. If I restart webcam utility, There's like a sequence I need to do. Okay, now it's working. Or no, it's not. Yeah, I might just want to stick with the HDMI cable. If it's gonna be like this. I need to figure out, like, why it does the thing where it's like... where it's like all scan-liney, or not scan-liney. Has that, like, weird scan thing. Select the wireless menu. Select the computer you paired the I already did that. Oh, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I usually just kind of I don't generally talk to people on Discord unless it's like in like a Discord server somewhere. I don't have my own. I got rid of my Discord server because I don't want there was too much weird stuff going on, and I don't want to have to deal with like moderation. I don't want to deal with Discord moderation because there's some really weird shit that goes on. I don't want to be legally liable if some weird motherfucker comes into my Discord and does weird shit. I just don't want to deal with that. There's some weird shit going on Discord. I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want somebody in my community to be harmed by some asshole. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to deal with that. And I don't have the time or the energy or the psychological willpower to moderate it. Maybe one day I can like hire someone to do that, but it's not going to be like something I do. It's going to be something somebody else does. So if you want to start your own Discord server, you can do that. But I don't mess with running Discord servers anymore. People were posting weird Nazi shit. You know what I mean? I don't want that on my Discord. I don't want anything. I don't want to deal with any of that shit. I don't want to like deal with legal shit. I don't want, you know, there's weird shit that I was worried about. I don't want to end up like, you know, with weird shit on my Discord. And I definitely don't want any kind of like, you know, criminal activity that I somehow feel responsible for, even though obviously it has nothing to do with me. And, you know, and the police will take care of the individual user. But I don't want to have to deal with that. You know what I mean? If somebody's doing some weird shit on my Discord, I would rather just not deal with it. And not have a Discord. And think about it. Anytime there's like a weird scandal with like some weird shit going on that you find out on YouTube, it's always on somebody's Discord, right? So it's like I can avoid that by not having a Discord. And then I don't have to deal with like weird allegations and shit. Obviously, you can't avoid that on the internet. This is bullshit. It's not connecting. I've like restarted the camera like 1 billion times. It says I need to upgrade. I already did. I have a subscription. Access denied? What is going on? So like log out? Are their servers fucked up? Is that what's going on? Does it just like randomly require me to log in again? This is bullshit. Like either I use the either I use the HDMI cable and there's some issue with that. I could use the USB cable, but there's issue with that. Or I try Wi-Fi and then there's issues with that. I think the HDMI cable might be the most reliable. Ugh. Then it wants me to do the image verification and it's so ridiculous. Like obviously I'm a human. Yeah, you don't want like weird fucking drama happening on your Discord. Like, cause then it's actually like there's legal issues that can happen. And it's one thing to have like, you know, like getting canceled on the internet or whatever. Like that's one thing. But to like have like some weird shit happen that you're responsible for because it happened in your Discord, like that's like something I do not want. I'd rather just not have a Discord. Reconnect. BitConnect. Switch to my phone camera? No. This does work. It's just being weird. Connected. Mute, unmute. I think I have to have the camera on and then open the utility. Or it's the other way around. Yeah, I mean, if you like hire somebody to manage your Discord, like a professional who, you know, who understands, and you have like a lawyer, you know, who can deal with shit, that's different. But what do I look like? XQC? Fuck that. There's literally no reason for me to have a Discord. If you guys want to hang out with me, then just come to my streams. Okay, it says it's connected. But it's not showing up. Do I need to like upgrade the software? It says version. My subscription status is active. We're gonna have to switch back to the HDMI. It's just so fucked up. It's the, you know, this is... You guys be glad you don't have to worry about this shit. Yeah, like I said, you know, it's like it works with the HDMI, but then for some reason after like 30 minutes or something, it like randomly shits out. Yeah, I mean, I know that you haven't had problems, but you don't understand. Like I have like actual Nazis who showed up into my Discord, and I added the settings so that nobody can post anything. But what would happen is people were like trying to find ways, or I don't want to have to deal with people who are trying to bypass my moderation. Do you understand? There was people posting weird Nazi shit, fecal matter, and I don't even want to find out what else people want to post. I don't want to go to jail. You understand? There's people who are posting like illegal shit, potentially. I don't want that to happen. I don't want people posting illegal content on my Discord. So I just deleted I couldn't even delete my Discord because it wouldn't let me, because I put so many protections in place on my Discord that I can't even figure out how to delete the Discord because it requires multiple two-factor authentication. So I just kicked everybody out. I just kicked everybody out of my Discord, and I disabled the invite link. So I'm the only one in my Discord. Yeah, I mean, I have Nazis who know who I am and who've targeted me, and the way you deal with it is not to fight fire with fire. You just kind of ignore them, and then they go away and they deal with their Nazi shit somewhere else. Okay, I need to make breakfast, and then I need to do chess puzzles. Well, yeah, but then you have to moderate it. You understand? I don't want to have to moderate my Discord. That was the whole point. The whole point is I don't want that to be a part of my life. Do you understand? I don't want my life to be about moderating Discord when I'm not even like a big streamer. It would be one thing if I could like hire somebody else to do it. But do you think I have that kind of resources available? This is not something like I value my mental health. Like I value my day-to-day. Like you need to value yourself. You can't like allow things to take over your life. You cannot allow social media to define your life. Anyway, I need to make breakfast. But I have some country rock with calcium, butter or margarine. And I have some kale, and I'm gonna, you know, just cook some kale with some eggs. You know, I just like put this much in the pan. By the way, you shouldn't really worry too much about fat. Fat content is actually like not as bad as carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are way worse than fat content. Fat and protein, by the way, there's a certain amount of protein that your body can handle, because your body cannot store protein. So if you're not utilizing protein by working out, by like, you know, lifting weights and stuff like that, if you're not, or, you know, repairing your body's cells by working out every muscle in your body, if you're not utilizing the protein, it can't store in your body and it turns into fat. The same with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates cannot store in your body, so it turns into fat. So if you eat too much protein and if you eat too much carbohydrates, it turns itself into fat. So like you kind of just need to like have a balanced amount of like fat, protein, and carbohydrates. And I'm gonna have some light vanilla yogurt. It's light because it has less sugar and no fat. But 6 grams of protein per serving. And then I'm gonna and then what I mix the yogurt with is like a soup spoon worth, a heaping soup spoon worth of peanut butter. You know, which has about like 15 grams of fat and 7 grams of protein. And it does have a little bit of sugar in it, but it's like, you know, it also has like fiber. And it's like 4 grams of sugar and 2 grams of dietary fiber. So I kind of just get my bowl here, you know, probably like about that much yogurt. And you take the peanut butter and you just like put it in and kind of mix it up. See, if I had been able to connect to Wi-Fi, I'd be able to show you this out there. See, that was the whole reason why I wanted to get Wi-Fi to work. Oh, Alice Hydra? I think that's a bot. Okay, then I get 3 eggs. And don't worry, I'm gonna toss out the shells. I just didn't want to, I can't toss them out here. Okay, and the pan's heating up. Then I get the whisk and I just mix these up. And so an egg, I have 3 eggs. An egg is, so that's each egg has 5 grams of fat and 6 grams of protein. So that's 15 grams of fat and 18 grams of protein. Okay, and the pan's nice and heated up. Put it in. No, I meant Alisidrazabot. Okay, and then I get the kale, and like, you know, about this much, like fill it up. The kale has 1 gram of fat, 7 grams of carbohydrates. 3 of those are dietary fiber, and it's plant sugar. So it's 4 grams of protein. And it has 10% of your daily value of calcium. So actually, kale is probably the best source of calcium you can have. Okay, and then you just kind of stir that up with the eggs. An ostrich egg? That's like illegal. And make sure you rinse off the kale before you put it in, which I did. But I couldn't show you because I don't have Wi-Fi activated. And this is like a ton of kale, and it doesn't really fit too well in my fridge. So I have to kind of divide it up in a bunch of bags, put some in the freezer. And what you do is there's a lot of air in there. You kind of want to like squeeze it. To like squeeze the air out. And then kind of turns into this like really kind of packed up thing. And I have my eggs and kale on low, like simmering. Just like to get the flavor kind of spread out from the kale because it starts out really bitter. You can eat it raw, which I'm actually going to eat a lot of raw kale when I'm recovering from surgery because it has protein and calcium, and like just always be getting protein. And I'm going to be taking collagen powder when it's safe to do so after surgery. You want a lot of protein after surgery to recover because your body needs to heal itself. Okay. Oh, and you can also, if you want to hear it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And without music. I made a mess, but it's okay. That's wonderful, delicious kale. Kale is healthy. It has calcium, the best source of calcium. And it's super, super good for you. It's a superfood because it's a leafy vegetable. It is very good for you. You want to eat lots of kale. I got some of my hair in it. I don't want to eat my hair. And a donut pillow. I have 2 different types just in case this one doesn't work out during surgery recovery. Because I'm gonna have a freshly worked on vagina. And I don't want to sit on it. But I also have a regular, blow up, inflatable donut pillow. I want to get dressed, so I'm gonna wear this. I'm wearing the pajama shirt, the hockey one, but I'm gonna switch. Now this shirt technically covers up my nipples, but I can't, not enough to wear on stream with just this, so I'm gonna have to wear another shirt over it. Then I have this green shirt. Now, you know, these tops, they're technically, I can wear them out in public, but I generally wear like, either I'll wear like 2 of them if I'm gonna be outside in public, but if I'm just like outside, just like checking the mail, or like, it's okay to just wear that. All heart for you after your surgery. I am an e-girl. It's just I'm gonna have, instead of an eggplant, I'm gonna have a peach. That's the only difference. It changes some of my audience, but most of my audience will carry over, I think. Either way, I didn't have a huge audience anyway. I had like 11,000 followers on my special account. Okay, and now we're ready for some chess puzzles. And I want to make a cup of oolong tea. Yeah, so I just have this triple leaf tea, oolong, and I love green tea, and I didn't realize that there's an in-between between white tea and black tea, which is oolong tea. Green tea isn't oxidized at all, but I like green tea, but oolong tea is like a good, like, it's not as weak as white tea, and it's not as strong as black tea, so it's like kind of like green tea. It almost tastes a little like it. And it's got this bag.
The flight deck is on level 5. Level 6 holds crew facilities and executive suites, and level 7 is systems engineering. Level 8 houses the Department of Security. The bridge is located on level 9, and energy systems on level R. All levels can be accessed by the elevator.
And, you know, usually I just throw my laundry like up there. And usually for like lunch or dinner, I'll either have more eggs and kale, or I'll have like something like a SpaghettiO with meatballs, balanced with pork and beans, balanced with chopped spinach. You know, SpaghettiOs has like 7 grams of fat per serving. Well, serving size is 1 can, but per a cup. Which I think I only use like a few spoonfuls, because I'll balance it out with the pork and beans. You know, every 1 cup has 11 grams of protein, and 7 grams of fat. It does have a good amount of salt, but you just drink plenty of water with that, and you don't overdo it on salt. You don't really need to worry too much about intake if you're not eating stuff with it all the time. Like if you only eat like once a meal something with sodium in it, you're not like snacking on potato chips. You're not like, as long as you're not doing stuff like that, you're not eating a ton of processed foods, you're fine as long as you drink a normal amount of water. Some people say drink a whole gallon of water a day. You actually only want to drink as much as you're thirsty. Sometimes you might not understand that you're thirsty, so you do want to drink a little bit more if that's the case, but it's more of a psychological thing. You kind of have to understand your body. That's really how you deal with things. 30 grams of carbs, and then with the 27 grams of carbs per half a cup of pork and beans, 5 grams of protein, and 0.5 grams of fat. And this has 480 milligrams of sodium, which is 21%. So these two together are pretty much like your daily value of salt, pretty much. As long as you have enough salt per day, your body's able to regulate itself. And there's also salt. Basically with all three of these, you get your daily value of sodium. Spinach, 2 grams of protein per serving, 3 grams of carbohydrates, 2 of which are fiber. You get like calcium, just like your kale. You have some iron. You have some potassium. Spinach is super healthy. It's obviously fresh is always better. That's why I get the fresh kale. Kale is way better than spinach. You kind of like substitute these kind of foods with like, similar style foods. And that's how I got my A1C down from 10.8 to 7 over the course of these past couple of years. So, salt's fine as long as you're not overdoing it like a crazy amount, and as long as you drink enough water. But just remember that more salt, drinking more water, the salt will retain more water. That's the issue with salt. So if you have a whole bunch of salt, don't drink too much water. I know you'll get thirsty and you want to drink more, but you actually want to drink less water because you're going to retain it more. But you do want to drink enough to like counter it. There's like a balance. Everything's about balance. It's not about like overloading your body with like something super healthy or whatever. It's not about like cutting out like a whole bunch of carbs or a whole bunch of fat. It's about having like a nice, healthy, balanced diet with as little heavily processed foods as possible. In the end of the day, you shouldn't worry about it too much. It should be second nature. It should be easy. You shouldn't have to think about your diet. You should make it so that you're not perfect. You're just doing your best to have a good diet, and over time, it really has some heavy effects on your health, like in a good way. If instead you were trying to be perfect, you wouldn't really last long enough. You have to make it as easy as possible. That's how you deal with diet. Water retention can be bad if, I don't know, you can probably Google it. There are reasons why too much water retention is bad. And the opposite, if you don't have enough salt, your water absorbs into your body too fast. But we're not here to talk about water retention. We're here to study and play some chess right now. After I've taken an hour and 16 minutes just to get started. If I want to edit in real time the size, I have to bring it outside of the folder because I have a 5-second delay folder in case something naughty happens on stream. I can like cancel it out and you guys will never see it. So if I want to... So you can notice that my audio is not matched up with this. Okay, here we go. I have to have different settings for the HDMI cable. Okay. My webcam's now synced up. Okay, let's just do some puzzles here. You want to play my friend? Yeah, send me a challenge. Just you can't share links on my stream, so just share their username or send me a challenge. Rebecca Lauren on chess.com. But yeah, what's up, Wantep? You have to avoid the checkmate. So if you move your queen out of the way, there's checkmate. So you have to trade off the queen for a bishop, which is losing. As long as it's unrated, it doesn't matter on stream. I'll play either. As long as it's unrated. If it's rated, I don't play rated games against viewers if at all possible. I don't want to be accused of rating manipulation. Okay, let's go. $25.87. I'm eating some kale and eggs and some light yogurt with peanut butter. Yeah, I prepared it on stream earlier. But you'll have to go back in the VOD to see it. I'm down a whole piece here. It's pretty bad. Pretty bleak. Uh-oh. Oh no. For some reason I thought it was here. Oh no! Checkmate. Yeah, this is not ideal here. I ignored a better way to block. You hear? Okay, yeah, yeah, this because of the bishop, they lose tempo. Probably just bring the queen back. I mean, that's probably not as ideal as going to d7. Leaves the bishop without defenders, so... Yeah, and here I'm, obviously that's where I lose. Yeah, here, that's not so good. I allowed this, which is bad. This is actually a good move. What's the best move here, though? Okay. White's still winning. So this is the game-losing move. Because of the bishop attack, and then I have to sacrifice my bishop. basically. So you want to play queen d7 instead. And then it's pretty even. The game can continue. Good game. You want to play again? Okay, NSW junior chess ratings. No, that's not you. Okay, let's get back to our puzzles. Thanks for the game. If you go here, I have this. Which in that case, I have this. Yeah, because otherwise it's checkmate. You haven't ordered the board? Awesome, how'd it go? Yeah, win a night. Yeah, it's some good tea. It actually goes really well with the yogurt and peanut butter, like the flavor. The oolong tea kind of mixed with the flavor of the yogurt with peanut butter, it kind of has like a nice taste to it. Okay, and then I get the rook. Herbal teas. Yeah, I mean, I like my caffeine. I don't have too much. Although during the weekend I usually have more. Make sure to scrub your dishes. GM that caught in the bathroom using an engine. Oh god, I kind of remember there was Tigran Petrosian, not the former world champion, but was that him? There was Tigran Petrosian. I actually met him in person. He played in Windsor, like in 2018 or so. Wait, no, was it 2000? No, it was back in like 2013. In 2013, he was playing in Windsor in a tournament with, there was an event and he did like a photo thing with like all the kids. The kids loved it, but unfortunately he's a cheater. So, you know, obviously none of the kids knew that. Nobody knew it back then. Yeah, I mean, if it happens once, it might happen other times, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. He could have just really screwed up, and then he had like a, you know, the thing is if you screw up something like that, it sticks with you for the rest of your life, you know? You generally don't want to do huge mistakes like that in your life. But, you know, all you have to do is just own up to stuff and try to make amends the best you can. The worst thing you can do is to, if you did something wrong, to like double down on like, I don't know. Like if he cheated, he knew what he was doing. He knew it was wrong. He was in a place of power, kind of like if you're a grandmaster, like you're supposed to be held up to like a standard, you know, you're a grandmaster. That, you know, you're supposed to be against cheating, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you don't want. You know, people look up to you. You know, if you're a grandmaster, like you have to kind of set like, you know, a standard. So if you behave like a shitty person when you're in that kind of situation, Like, it's not as forgivable if it was like somebody like, you know, who was just starting out at chess. Like some kid, you know, like if some like teenager cheats at a game, like, okay, like, yeah, it's bad, but like it's a teenager, like, you know. But if it's like somebody who's an established grandmaster, like that's unforgivable pretty much. But if he knew he did something wrong and then he like goes and denies it and then says poo poo and your pee pee in your Pampers, you know, it's just not, it's just a really bad image. Like, why would you do that? Like, okay, if you cheated, like, say, like, I'm sorry I let everybody down. I know that I can't play in FIDE chess tournaments again, but I'm going to do my best to advocate for chess, or, you know, something like that, to try to make amends. You know, like, try to make amends. Don't be one of those people that, like, you know, just tries to lie to try to save face, you know? Igor's Rasis caught red-handed using his phone during a game. Jesus Christ. Yeah, don't cheat. It's not worth it. Like, what are you gonna win one tournament at the cost of your entire chess image and your career and people who looked up to you? You know, it's like, you build this empire for yourself where, you know, like, you build this thing for yourself and then you just throw it all away. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense during a chess tournament to have some kind of security feature. They have to watch you in the bathroom, unfortunately. But I think it's worth it because you catch cheaters. I mean, if you're going to a big chess event like that, you're a grandmaster, you should kind of understand that, like, you know, that's a bit different than normally having some kind of camera system. But honestly, it's really hard to talk about, because you can say, like, oh, you're giving up your privacy, but then you catch bad people. You know, so it's like, I don't know. It's kind of a tough situation. Ugh, man. In order to plug in my fan, I have to unplug my heater. So it's like kind of annoying. It's getting warm. I just need some fresh air. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a tough situation because it's like, you can't just like judge every single person. You know, you say like, oh, this person is like bad because they, you know, they did this or whatever. And then it's like, well, what about people who actually do bad things? And those people get away with shit. So it's like, there's a lot of people, the justice system is really, the criminal justice system is really difficult because there's a lot of people who get punished way more than they deserve. And there's people who don't get punished as much as they deserve. And it's really fucked up. It's not a perfect system at all, but it's the best we have so far. But this isn't criminal justice, this is just chess federation. So, you know, they have their own kind of policing within the chess federation. And, you know, it's not perfect, but, you know, how else are you supposed to deal with cheaters? When it destroys the entire integrity of the game. When having even like a frickin' phone is like stronger than any human. You know, it's like you kind of have to take extra measures to make sure that people aren't cheating. It's a huge deal. It's like, the integrity of chess, you know, integrity, the integrity of chess depends on, you know, a lot of, obviously, unfortunately, we can't rely on people being honest. You know, we should have honor. We shouldn't have to have any rules against catching cheaters. We should live in a world where people police themselves and they don't cheat. But unfortunately, there's really selfish people out there who care more about winning a tournament for some money than the integrity of the sport. And it's like, yeah, you might perform badly sometimes, but that's the game. Like, that's what you're signing up for. It's a competition. It's a difficult game. It's going to be challenging. And if you're going to care more about some cash prize or some image of what your career is, well, think about it this way. If you might lose a single tournament, but at least you were honest, and you did, and you know you're going to be able to play more tournaments. But if you get caught cheating, you know, like, was it worth it? You know, now you can never play chess again. Your image is tarnished. Your reputation sullied. Like, it's not worth it. Like, you'll be banned for life. You know, cheating is serious in chess. Yeah, well, no, the thing about being suspicious because someone's in their 50s climbing and rating, you can't just accuse everybody of cheating every time there's something that's an anomaly. You have to have evidence. You know, it's like getting upset because you lost a game and then immediately accusing the other person of cheating just because, oh, well, I can't possibly lose. I'm Magnus Carlsen. Like, yeah, you can lose too. You're a chess player. Other people might play better than you. So it's like, to like just turn around and accuse someone of cheating every time something doesn't go your way, that's also pretty bad. You can't just accuse somebody of cheating just because they're older and they get climbing and rating. Now, if you have evidence, that's different, which they had obvious evidence of this guy, because he was caught red-handed cheating. You know, you could be suspicious, but you can't take action based on some suspicion with, you know, like you can watch people, but you should be watching everybody. You know, it's like you shouldn't just treat people worse just because you think they might be cheating. It's like, you know, until proven otherwise, you should treat them with honor and respect. You know, if you have suspicions, then just, you know, like, maybe try to find some evidence, but, you know, don't, like, you shouldn't just, like, completely just, like, forget about people's, you know, they are human. And, you know, what are you just gonna, like, accuse somebody of doing something that's, like, terrible without any evidence and just destroy their reputation? Now, that's one thing. But if you have evidence, like multiple people accounts of, like, you know, especially like, you know, with SA, stuff like that. Like you have multiple people coming forward, that's a bit different. Or if somebody's cheating, you kind of like notice that they're like acting weird during tournament, or like you kind of notice that there's something going on, or they're going to the bathroom a lot, and then you like find out they're looking at their phone. Hey Gorgon Queen. Yeah, well, I appreciate that you're here. Oh, and don't take this personally, but I'm kind of, you haven't been here in a while, but every time one of my moderators would show up, I actually think it's kind of weird that I have so many moderators. Do not take this personally, but I'm going to unmoderate you. It's not about you at all. It's just that I'm trying to clean up my moderators. I want to be more selective with who's a moderator. And I don't really have a reason to have moderators right now. I pretty much take care of it myself. Now if you can be first on the list if I need help. Like if I need, like, let's say we have like 100 people chatting and I'm like, I can't deal with this. You're first on the list, like one of the first. There's a whole bunch of people who've been here before that I can trust with moderating if need be, but I don't want to put that pressure on my viewers. I don't want you to feel like you have to come here to moderate. That's like a weird feeling. I don't want to, like, even if you might not think that's the case, you're like, oh, it's no big deal. It's like, it kind of is. It's like a subconscious kind of thing. I'd rather have just like kind of a good vibe where people don't feel like they have to like moderate. Hey, what's up, Psycho? And I'm pretty decent at moderating. I catch things really quick. In fact, sometimes most of the time I catch them faster than my moderators have. And like people I've assigned as moderators, they'd be like, I didn't even see it. And you already banned somebody. My rating, it's like -3,000. It's like whatever Hikaru Nakamura's rating is, it's the opposite of that. No? I've been doing pretty good. I'm about ready to have surgery. After all these... Oh, oops, I screwed up with the... I'm about ready to have surgery. Like after the stream. No, like, the surgery's coming up really soon. It's been 4 years that I've been waiting for this, and it's finally happening. I'm so ready to be done. I'm getting a lot of excitement. It's going to be really difficult for a while after the surgery. It's going to be 3 months before I can ride a bike again. But, it's going to be over eventually, way quicker than I realize. And I'm going to be able to just move on. And I don't know what it's going to feel like. I mean, emotionally. I kind of have some idea of what it's going to feel like, and I'm going to be pleasantly surprised, I think. If it's anything like what I imagine it to be based on what I currently am equipped with in that area, that with certain things that have happened there, especially after orchiectomy. Like I have a somewhat of a minuscule idea over how it's going to feel in that kind of capacity. But emotionally, I don't know what it's like to not have to deal with this, because it's never happened before. I've never had this surgery before. I've never dealt with this problem. It's vaginoplasty. I'm turning my eggplant into a peach. And I've been waiting since I'm 35, almost 36, and I've been waiting since I was like 18. I've known I've needed this for quite some time, and to finally be past this is something that I'm anticipating it's going to be very strong and emotional. But I also like can't wait to just have this sense of normalcy, because it's one thing to have like kind of the honeymoon of like, you know, being happy that it's done, and then also, you know, using it for the first time, and you know, all that kind of stuff is going to pass eventually. I'm actually looking forward to the sense of normalcy, the like, you know, just every day, you know, like this is normal, which has happened so far with starting hormones, with having orchiectomy, with having facial surgery. The sense of normalcy is the goal, and that's what I've experienced so far. So I have very good reason to anticipate that this is going to be similar, and I'm going to be way better off than I could possibly imagine. But attack her without giving black the option to move the knight away. Oh. Obviously. And then, and obviously there's threat of check. Not really so much checkmate, but there's more pressure on the knight. Obviously, because of the pin. Because if you go the other way, you can move the knight. I don't know, I was just brain dead. Oh. Yeah. I have to take my estrogen. I knew I had like breakfast, I had coffee, I had tea. Like, what else was I forgetting? Like, yeah, I'm excited too. I just can't wait for all this to be over. It's about goddamn time. And I just have to be patient. It's gonna happen very soon. Like, the last minute preparations are happening. And then, like, I just show up at the hospital when it's time. I do everything the doctors say. I go under, and I wake up and it's over. And then I have a lengthy recovery that's going to be difficult, but not impossible. Yeah, let's play Bori. Generally, I only play, I don't know if you're on stream. This might be somebody who's not on stream. I generally don't play rated games against viewers while I'm streaming. Shouldn't be a big deal, but it's just, you know, I generally don't pay attention to chat during games. I give people a warning if they're, you know what, let's go back to the standard King's Pawn, King's Knight. I've been playing Vienna lately, but let's just go back to the standard. Now what's this? Let's get my golden moves in. You know, I'm reading through Gotham Chess's book, How to Win at Chess, and he's talking about, you know, I'm trying to go back to basics. You know, so I'm, you know, gonna get my golden moves out. My tactical awareness. Let's get castled first. I need to develop the bishop. Well, I could develop the pawn. I actually could have developed the pawn first. I just wanted a castle. Protect the king. Yeah, unfortunately for black, the pawn's blocked in. So you can't push to attack the center immediately. You know, you can reposition, but you lose tempo. Okay, so the issue is that I have enough time to play a3. And I could always just decentralize my pawns, like decentralized currency. How come there's no chess NFTs? You would think they would do that at some point. Like some kind of chess cryptocurrency. I don't want to take with the queen though because of that. Actually, no, the knight's there. I can't. Oh, you just take with the knight. Push and I lose some tempo. Oh, and the problem is then I lose the bishop. Okay, well. Okay, well, let's save my bishop. Let's just bring back knight, attack the bishop. We trade, it doubles up my pawns. I need somehow to develop the bishop. Maybe I can develop the bishop e3, or I can go to bishop g5. I think bishop g5, I don't know, if I do that, it basically is, you know, just starting a trade. Queen comes in and you're bearing down on the king side, so I think maybe reposition the knight, which would require me to defend the pawn first, but I want to get my bishop out. Yeah, maybe I should just develop the bishop first, trade off if you push, and then defend the pawn again. Oh, okay, well I could defend the pawn with the queen and also defend the knight. Okay, and this is much better. Because if I trade now, queen comes in. Oh, never mind, the bishop can defend. I was thinking I could do that, but it's still not so bad. I should put the rook on the same file as the queen, and I should take the d file. Where's the knight gonna go? Right here. could just preemptively move my queen, or I could just move my queen when needed. Get the rook here. Hey, Pinkra. Yeah, it's pretty rare. Most people do not get this surgery. I don't even know how many percentage of people are transgender in my chat. So, I know that there are a few other trans women in my chat, but I pretty much assume most people are not having my experience. I have to approach my career in the sense that I can't really. I mean, I can obviously appeal to my demographic, but I kind of have to appeal to a more generalized demographic as a content creator in general. Because if I only relied on appealing to transgender people, I would never ever have an audience in any form, basically. Because this is only we're only 1% of people, and then you have to realize 1% of people who consume content on the internet. It's even less. I mean, it might be a lot more considering the demographic. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of percentage of somebody knows. But how about I can do some things here. Yeah, let's just move the queen. Yeah, being happy is important. There's more to life than being happy, but I think you pretty much should focus on trying to be happy. If at all possible. There is more to life than being happy, but why even live life if you're not going to try to be happy? You know, it's like, which doesn't mean you should give up on your life. That frees up the queen as well, kinda. Oh, never mind. Wait, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? What was the plan? Yeah, I can just reposition this way. What was I thinking? I could have taken the knight. Yeah, I could have taken the knight. Yeah, anything that brings life also yeah, as long as you're alive, you have the potential to be happy. And that's truly what matters. You're not going to be happy all the time, but you're going to have the potential for it. And that's what matters. So never give up on yourself. Never feel like it's too late to be happy. Because you're even if it's not going to be exactly what you want it to be, you can do something about it. If you have fear of missing out, well, if you never even try to do something, you're going to miss out 100%. You might not get exactly what you want, but how do you know what you want? Like, how can you possibly know exactly what something feels like? You can have an idea, but that's not the same. It's just like it kind of gives you like a hint of where you should go. Of like, yeah, you know, I should probably do this thing. You know, I should probably, you know, like for me, like I need this surgery. Like it's pretty obvious at this point. Is there a tactic? I gotta be extra careful now. Okay, I do get a pawn back. Maybe 2 pawns. Yeah, we only live once, so you gotta give it your best shot. It might not be perfect, but what's the alternative? Being way less than perfect. Like, think about it. If you might not achieve everything you're trying to do, but if you at least achieve something, that's better than nothing. Like, think about it that way. You could say, oh, I shouldn't even try because it's not going to be what I want it to be. Well, it's definitely not going to be what you want it to be if you give up on it. If you give up on your entire existence, if you give up on yourself, if you give up on your life, you only get one. Okay, the rook's gonna come in, so I need to figure out a way to defend. I could also, now that I evened up the score a bit, yeah, I could just offer a trade here. Okay. Oh, here we go. Yeah, when you manage to not be like, obviously, you know, there's different hierarchies of happiness. You know, it's like, obviously, if you don't have anything to eat, you know, you're never going to be happy. So you have to find something to eat. You know, it doesn't mean you're going to be like that forever, but at the very least, you can find something to eat. Socialization, you know, this is why I've suffered my whole life. A lot of my suffering is because being able to fit into society in a meaningful way is something that I don't really have. I'm trying, but, you know, I'm autistic, and the world doesn't really want you to be autistic. This is not a very good move. You can just develop the knight this way. You could also just develop this way. You could also develop this way. But by putting bishop here, you're blocking in your pawn. Yeah, some other moves. There were... But, yeah, I could have done this differently if I take with the queen. I was worried about something like this. You see, the best move was to get rid of that problem. You know? I was worried that if you play here... Oh, and obviously, if you play the pawn here... Oh, but then I win the bishop. What am I thinking? I don't know what I was calculating. I felt like this might be a problem. And then I'm also threatening to... I'm also threatening to fork. But, you know, you save the bishop. you know, there's just so much stuff going on. Okay. Well, I played pretty good the rest of the game, pretty much. This is a missed opportunity to win a pawn. Here? I don't know. Oh, no. Winning the pawn here. No? Rook. What is the best move here? Okay, pressuring the knight, and then knight moves, and it takes away the defender from the pawn, so you win the pawn. Oh, you move that way. Yeah, so why here? I guess because there's no defender, but like, I guess eventually coming over here, get the bishop here, move the knight back, and then you can move the knight over to c5. Okay, your pawn is undefended. This bishop needs to be back into the game somehow. I could even try to reposition the knight. And it's still winning for black. Yeah, maybe just push the pawn here. En passant, bishop takes. That's worse. Okay, maybe try to bring the queen over to the queen side. Well, this loses a pawn, apparently. Oh. Yeah, because if you take, I lose queen. What's the best move here? Oh, just moving the rook? Trying to double up? Or maybe, oh, pushing the pawn eventually. And then sliding over? How am I going to move that way? Move the knight. Yeah, I need to keep a defender on this pawn. I can't defend here. Oh yeah, I would need to bring the knight here, so I would push this rook, move the knight here, push the pawn. Bishop takes pawn. I don't know. There's something going on here. C3 is best here. Just saves that pawn. Yeah, it's like playing with 70%. That's why it's like I kind of have a sacrifice when I stream, but it does kind of have like some value. As long as I look at over the games afterwards, it kind of makes up for it. So I lose a bishop here. Yeah, so queen d7. Oh, that's black's. Black made a miss. But I had an opportunity to capture a free knight. Black had an opportunity to get a knight. Here. Just take the pawn. What? Oh. You take but the knight. I mean, if you take the knight... What? Sacrificing the knight, taking the knight with check. Wait, was it double check? Why not take the rook? Oh, because check and you lose the rook. Okay, so I had an opportunity here. Do I just defend here? There is that knight sacrifice, so I need to make sure. Oh, what's the best move? Oh, just take. Oh yeah, obviously the free knight. I did it twice. Yeah, let's play Ryujin. Make sure it's unrated. I could have taken the knight. I missed it during the game and I missed it during the analysis. What is wrong with me? There is literally a free knight here. I sacrificed the knight, but... I mean, no, wait. Just take the knight. Now I have, like, the queen is, like, stuck defending, you know, because of the pin. You know, I have all sorts of ideas now. You know, now I can even attack the bishop somehow. Alright, let's play Ryujin. Oops. I'm in the wrong window. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, let's take the center. Get my golden moves in. Okay, and get another knight. Could just take the opportunity to defend the pawn. Yeah, because otherwise I block in my queen. Yeah, let's just get the bishop out. Knight's currently hanging. I already moved this knight twice, so let's move it a third time to capture. To just get rid of it. Now the bishop had to move twice. Yeah, this, the bishop out. Very strong square. And then just get ready to castle and connect the rooks. You know, I can force a trade. If you move back, I win a pawn. So then I move my knight up into an outpost. Okay. If I trade, knight takes. And at least I still have the outpost later. And I can just castle after it takes. The queen takes. I mean, I can also just castle. The queen takes. Bring the queen up to prevent doubling up of pawns. Or I can keep the queen up here. And that puts it in line with the king. After castles, I castle. Rook's gonna come over. I can eventually trade off and attack the queen, but I want a rook here. So I'm gonna castle, bring the rook over. Okay, well that just moves the bishop back to safety. I would like to move the rook here. Black did have the option to push to force the matter, but now what I could do, no, I can't do that. If you take the pawn, I take the knight, bishop takes, pawn takes, and then it's undefended. Obviously, if the knight takes, it's better for me. You take the pawn, I take the knight, you take the knight. And then I move the rook from A to D1, and then it's pinning the pawn to the bishop. So I think that works out. If I take... And then now I can offer a trade. And it's a fork, so you kind of have to take. Knight takes, or pawn takes. No, pawn will be gone. So if I take, knight takes. Offer queen trade. But trade is not forced. Oh, yeah, it is because of the fork. Okay. No, you don't have to trade. Yeah, that's the thing. So, I don't really have any counterplay after that. So, I don't want to start a trade here. So, instead, I'm going to attack the knight. If knight takes, pawn takes. If you take the pawn, I take the knight, you take the bishop. I move the rook over. Okay. You could also... Oh, shit. Oh, no. Then I have to sacrifice. Oh, God. I didn't calculate that. Yeah, you can counter against the bishop. And then I guess trade the bishop. Pawn takes. Knight takes. Then I lose a pawn. Although I don't know if my light squared bishop was too great. So, that's just coping. But yeah, there is an option to open up the queen side for black. Okay, you're gonna do that instead. Never mind, my bishop can move. What am I thinking? No wonder I wasn't thinking about it, because like, my bishop can just move. What am I thinking? So yeah, now I just pressure the queen. Probably should move my bishop there, and then move my queen here, and I'm threatening checkmate. I'm also threatening the rook, so that kind of with tempo, so I can actually move here if the rook doesn't move. There's only a queen at the moment. The bishop's gonna come over to threaten checkmate. If I play the queen here, it threatens the rook. Rook has to move, or obviously if the bishop moves, I just get a free bishop. Rook moves. And then I can threaten checkmate. There's not enough tempo for black to threaten checkmate. Well, not only that, because... Oh, just checkmate. So... rook moves. Bring the bishop down. You have to move the pawn. And then I can move over here. Yeah, that's no good because of checkmate. So, I would just have to move here. Or I can just take the pawn, and that defends against the bishop coming in. If you move the rook, I get another pawn. But then the bishop comes in, and then I can just defend against checkmate. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. And I'm still defending the pawn. I would really wish I could move here, though. Could just move the pawn and then move here. And you can't move here to maneuver. You can move here. I mean, but that's not really going to work because the rook can defend. Okay. Oh, you can move that way. It's still same idea. And then the queen can defend. It's still very, very weak for me because that bishop is keeping my queen stuck here. So I need to figure out how to deal with the problem. Trade rooks. Giggity. And then I can bring the rook up here to defend, to attack the bishop. Oh, or I could try to maneuver the bishop somewhere. No, I can't. Oh yeah, I can maneuver the bishop to try to trade. But then that loses a pawn. So I'll just take with the rook. Now if I can bring the rook here. If I just trade, rook takes. Well, then I can move the bishop. No, then I can move the bishop here. Oh no, but then, yeah, rook takes. I could just pick up a pawn, bishop moves, and then I can double attack. Trade. Well, then I just get a free pawn. I only have a minute left. I gotta hurry up. Okay. Oof. Oof. I screwed this up so bad. God damn it. Oh, never mind. It's not, God damn it. What's wrong with me? It's a draw. As long as you try to checkmate. I have to give up a pawn. Oh no! What was I overlooking? Good game. Obviously. That's still not so great. I lose a bishop. But at least I don't get checkmated. Yeah, good game. Let's look over the game. There's some inaccuracies. I'm going to go over those afterwards. I had an opportunity to win a bishop. Oh, just taking the pawn? What? Oh. Yeah, duh. This is the way to win a bishop. Yeah, because then you trade the exchange, but I'm up a bishop. Missed an opportunity to block an attack on a vulnerable pawn. Yeah, that was the move I wanted to originally play. That gets rid of all those problems that led to my checkmate. that gets rid of every single problem that I faced in that game. The entirety of the problems I had was because of the weakness I created here with G3. Because you're gonna force checkmate. There's no way to get around it. Yeah. Yeah, the F3 move needed to happen. I'm actually winning here. I could have just played F3 still. And from here, I overlooked an opportunity to increase the bishop's scope by moving it to better square. You permitted the opponent to play a hard-to-find move. I could have... No, that wouldn't work. What am I thinking? Oh. Yeah, because then I can trade off rooks. And that's preventing checkmates. Push pawns. Losing a queen? Yeah. So here... check. No? Okay, yeah, just defend against. Yeah, I mean, this is still winning, but it was just too hard to find all these moves. Yeah, this is yeah, I allowed this. Missed an opportunity to win a queen. No? How do you win a queen this way? Oh. Well, it's mate. Yeah, and this was allowing checkmate, and I couldn't do that. I'm just moving the king, and this is a draw, pretty much. Yeah, so like this is pretty much a draw from here. After queen d5. I mean, after king f1. After king f1, this is according to the stockfish, this is a draw. You're so drunk you couldn't play, you woke up with a horrible hangover? Well, don't do that. I mean, that's what you get for drinking. You forget it every time, right? Like, you forget every single time, like, that you can't... You forget what a hangover feels like every single time. And then you're like, the evening that you start drinking, you're like, oh, it can't be that bad. Let me just have a couple of drinks. And then a couple of drinks turns into a couple handfuls of drinks. And before you know it, you're passing out. Hopefully you didn't do anything that, you're going to be embarrassed by. But then you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, God, why did I drink? And then you remember exactly why you don't drink, and then it resets the cycle. It's a circle of life. Yeah, what is this? What is going on here? Yeah, I think that was a pretty good stream today. Like I think we had some issues obviously early on. I think I figured out a better this is the better way to use my camera. Using the HDMI cable. If I do need to make sure Wi-Fi works every time, because I spent like 15 minutes trying to get the Wi-Fi to work again. It was just not working. Maybe the servers were down. Because I think I have to pair the device again. But it wouldn't let me because it said I didn't have an account. But it's like I do have an account. So it was like, it was really screwing up, and it's really frustrating. Hey Russ Loves, how you doing? I'm about to end the stream, so you kind of came in at the wrong time. But basically, we're just kind of chatting and hanging out, and until further notice. That's kind of how my streams go. I've been like kind of just reading a lot on my Kindle. I've been doing chess puzzles on and off stream. I started streaming again, to just kind of have, I really like streaming. I really like talking with my chat. I really like kind of figuring out like what I'm going to be doing. I kind of like getting my thoughts focused. And then I also am trying to find a balance of like, doing stuff off stream a lot more. To take care of myself, which I've been doing, but I don't want to completely give up on streaming entirely because it kind of helps me like kind of stay focused. I really like it. Yeah, just a warning, it's like basically that's not going to happen until like I'm not going to be regular in me making content until like probably 5 months from now, after I've recovered from surgery enough. I'm not in a psychological state to be able to make content so much. So it's going to be quite a while before I like start really focusing on where I can bring my content. I just have not been able to function properly these past 4 years. I've tried so hard to just like, be content brain, and I just can't, because it would sacrifice everything else. I mean, it's just literally, I just can't. Like, you only have so much bandwidth, and when you're putting energy that is required into a very important medical treatment, you just can't. Like, it's not an option. Even if I wanted to, I mean, I literally can't give up on this surgery. Even if I wanted to, but I mean, obviously if I wanted to, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't jeopardize this surgery in any way. So anything, because until I won't feel better until this is done. And so I won't be able to put the kind of energy into my content until this is done. Because it's holding me back so much, and every attempt I've made to overcome that hurdle has been met with just failure after failure after failure, internally if not externally. Surgery is very soon. I'm not going to say exactly when, because I don't want to share that kind of info on the internet. Yeah, you go to rave parties, drinking a lot. I mean, most people go through those. Okay, I went through those when I was in my early 20s. It's like a lot of people go through that. It's like you live, you learn, right? And I learned. I really learned. Like, I really learned. Okay, so I mean, good thing I learned, because if I didn't learn, I would still be learning. That'd be really bad. I wouldn't even be here right now. I'd probably be doing something stupid, or in jail, or some other shit. If I didn't transition, if I didn't care about myself enough to start transitioning. And just like, obviously now it's coming to a point of I'm trying to get to a point where I can start min-maxing. I'm not at that point yet. I'm still at the leveling up part. I'm trying to get to that surgery and then recover from the surgery, and then I can start min-maxing. Then I can be like, okay, what am I going to do to like, get myself out there, get some professional photography done. And like get all that kind of stuff, find like a manager or an agent or something like that, audition, for some kind of like representation help of some sort. Get myself to LA for something, you know, so I can get something moving. But that's kind of like going to be like 5 or 6 months from now. I'm going to go back to school in the summer, and I'm going to start taking some business courses. And more than the certificates, it's actually more about just getting myself involved to be active towards a goal and to be around other people, to work with other people, potentially even network. But it's not really about networking. It's about it's not really about networking. It's about like, because that nobody likes networking when your goal is to study and learn and get a certificate. Obviously, it's going to happen naturally. So all the people that are naturally going to gravitate towards me and me towards them is going to happen just by going to the courses and being, just getting myself out of my comfort zone. That's where I thrive. I thrive in situations where I need to push myself. Yikes. Yeah, that's you don't want to fall in a hole while you're drunk and on drugs. That's no good. Don't do that. Anyway, I gotta take some time for myself today. We've been live for almost 3 hours. It goes by so fast. But I think 2 to 3 hours is a really good chunk of time for a stream. I think any more than that's kind of gluttonous. So, bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to follow me and, Command S for all my socials. Bye-bye.